Carl Linnaeus, born 312 years ago today, was a Swedish biologist and physician who is known for the invention of Latin binomial nomenclature, popularly known as scientific names. This system amounts to a method for organizing and classifying plant and animal species. To bring his work home to us in a personal way, Linnaeus was the person who first classified you, me, and all of humankind as the genus and species Homo sapiens. So in this video, we are going to discuss where animal scientific names come from. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Carl Linnaeus, the man who invented Latin binomial nomenclature. A great period of European global and scientific exploration was occurring during his lifetime, and animals, plants, and specimens were arriving back in Europe from all over the world. People were eager to learn, recognize, organize, and understand the relationships between all these new species, and Linnaeus' work creating and popularizing a naming system enabled them to grapple with this goal. Scientific names, binomial nomenclature, consist of a genus and a species name. The genus describes a larger grouping of organisms with certain common characteristics, while the species name describes only one unique particular organism grouped within that genus or larger classification. The advantage of using scientific names over common names is huge. Many common names for the same animal or plant differ widely from one person to another, or from geographic area to another, and certainly from one language to another. For example, a roly-poly bug in one part of the US may be known as a pill bug, a sow bug, a doodle bug, or any number of other names. But the scientific name for the designated species of the common pill bug has one scientific name only, Armadillidium vulgare, so if an insect is designated this way, we know exactly what critter we are talking about. Why is Latin, and some Greek, the predominant language used for scientific names? When Linnaeus was first naming organisms, Latin was the language of science. In fact, Linnaeus was said to speak Latin as early as he learned to speak Swedish. Highly educated people of the period could all read and write in Latin, which enabled them to share scientific information, regardless of whether their native tongue was Swedish, French, English, German, or any other European language of the time. When he was only 28, Linnaeus wrote Systema Naturae, or the System of Nature, a fundamental work of biology which introduced and used his binomial nomenclature throughout the book. In one section, he focused on the importance of the sexual parts of plants when classifying them. In describing male and female parts of flowering plants, he referred to two brides in bed with one husband to explain the presence of two pistils and one stamen. One of his critics took violent offense and called Linnaeus' focus on the sex organs loathsome harlotry, believing that God would never have permitted such licentious behavior in plants. But Linnaeus got the last laugh. He named a very small weed after him, Cygespeckia orientalis, or common street Paul's wort, in case you were wondering. Common names can be misleading. Unlike scientific names, common names are not unique. As a result, common name usage can lead to confusion about what animal is being referred to and what their relationships are to other animals. An example is badgers. There are various animals worldwide that are superficially similar: honey badgers, Mellivora capensis, North American badgers, Taxidia taxus, Eurasian badgers, Males meals, stink badgers, Midas javanensis, and ferret badgers, Melogale personata. Although they are all called badgers, and they are all members of the same mammalian family, they are not each other's closest relatives. There are many examples of confusing and redundant common names. Just remember that you can't rely on the common name to tell you anything about the animal's evolutionary history. Scientific names are sometimes changed. Taxonomy, the science and process of naming living organisms, is a field that is constantly changing. When our scientific understanding of animal species and their relationships changes, it may mean that scientific names change as well. For example, all small cat species were once included in the genus Felis. They have since been split into multiple genera in order to better represent important evolutionary differences among them. Bobcats were once known by the scientific name. This name has since been changed to Lynx rufus. Unfortunately, older scientific literature on bobcats will still be found under Felis rufus, and some sources may not recognize the name change right away. Some species have come to be known by multiple scientific names. In such cases, one name is chosen for the species and the other names are referred to as synonyms of the species name. Here's how scientific names are written. It is essential to understand that a scientific name for a species, whether plant, animal, bacterium, fungus, etc., is composed of two parts, one genus, two genera, and then the species name, known as binomial nomenclature. The basic rule of how scientific names are written. Number 1. The genus should be followed by the species name. Number 2. All names should be italicized. Number 3. Don't capitalize anything other than the genus name. Please keep in mind, however, that a scientific name may include a subspecies if it is relevant to identify the species. The names of all scientific organisms are defined by international codes. Example: the scientific name of the tiger is Panthera tigris. A scientific name in Latin, such as Panthera tigris, will always be italicized, and its first word will be capitalized. Here, Panthera is used to denote the genus and tigris is used to indicate the species. The combination of these two elements makes up a tiger's scientific name. Formatting scientific names for academic writing. Italicization. There may be differences between styles and publications. It is almost always necessary to italicize any animal or plant's scientific name. It is a basic guideline when it comes to how scientific names are written. Capitalization. Likewise, you should capitalize the genus at the beginning of a scientific name. You should use lowercase for species and subspecies. Using abbreviations for genus names. When the genus is used for the first time, it is possible to abbreviate the name. Panthera tigris for Bengal tigers. Please do not abbreviate if you are listing species that have a similar letter but belong to distinct genera. Classifications of taxonomy above genus. Generally, higher taxonomic levels should be capitalized: family, order, class, phylum or division, and kingdom, but do not to italicize them. There are some special cases, though. Bacteria, fungi, and viruses should also be italicized at the family level. Subspecies. As with the species, the subspecies is consistently in the lowercase and italicized. When both the species and subspecies are the same, as in the case of the tiger Panthera tigris tigris, the species abbreviation is not necessary, as is the case with Panthera tigris. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.